both grade 8 math and algebra 1 students, students sitting in those courses right now, both took the test for 7th grade math, but it separates them out by the math that they're in. Yes.
So is that so what we see in the grade 8 math, those numbers are reflective of a portion of those students,
Yes.
typically the ones at the top,
Yes.
being taken out and put in that other category for algebra 1?
A better way to demonstrate for this year only would have been to combine those groups, algebra 1 and grade 8 math.
Okay, those numbers, that 45 came out of
Correct.
and then the grade 5 math was that.
Correct. Correct. Yes. 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 But the expectation was not to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, there was very little lead time. It was in the Pearson system, the same system when you take the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment, the same Pearson interface. Like I said, the reading was 10 questions, and as you know, a typical reading language or assessment in the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment format is over the course of days and multiple weeks. Only the state of New Jersey, and it was designed to be optional. In this district, because we had math, we've never elected. I think there was only 1 year that we could have used it, and we elected not to because we have math that gives us better math. So it was designed to be an optional assessment, just to give some feedback where students may fit for the learning standards in the fall before they take the test in the spring. This year, this was the federal waiver that was approved for New Jersey. In order not to give it in the spring, you had to administer it this fall. But it wasn't designed to be used for this purpose. Yes.
So 10th, 8th grade, took this test this year based on 7th grade.
Correct.
Now, algebra 1, what happened?
7th grade. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. 8th grade. Sorry.
All the students
Let me go back. I think that's
bring it
right.
out, assessing their acquisition of grade
If you see the chart, it's graded.
So the
grade 8, you're sitting in grade 8 math. Seeing their acquisition of grade 7 math. Remember, our case series and algebra are technically outside middle school math. So it's testing their acquisition of grade 8 math.
Oh, so that was testing the 8th grade. So were we concerned about the fact that 31% of those high flyers are in that strong support line category?
No, because you have to remember that we compacted for a year the curriculum and prioritized standards, so we didn't necessarily get through every standard that would typically be presented in those grades. But I will tell you, when you look at the math data, you'll see that we've made up for that already in student level. And you'll see the growth that our students, well, I can't say winter yet, but just a preview of where we are for winter. Students that trend is really good. There's science for grade 6. The other science, I know you're used to grade 5 and grade 8, but our grade 8 students took it in grade 9, so we don't have that data. Then we have comparison by school. And I will tell you the board had an opportunity to preview, so I'm not going to sit on these slides very long. Grade 5 UI. What is nice, because when you only have 2 schools to compare, it's not hard to do. Our middle schools were extremely well aligned in every content area, in all 3 grades. Both content areas, all 3 grades. lot more information. I can't reinforce enough. 10 questions for literacy, 21 for math. Doesn't get to give you a good enough picture at a broad level of student achievement. We are also required to report out by demographic. So you'll see the demographic breakdown by ethnicity, by race, I'm sorry, for literacy across the district. Yes. And this is for mathematics. And this is for science. By gender. Science. By program, so we have free and reduced lunch. We have 504, ELL, special ed, and general ed. In our conversations about equity, you're very familiar with our goals to increase proficiencies in the area of ELL and special education. We will also reiterate that, number one, our students, this test was not administered in Spanish, correct? I don't believe it had a Spanish version. And also in literacy, your first year in a country, well, if you speak a language other than Spanish, you're not required to take the test. But the state does believe that suddenly you have English proficiency low enough to the math assessment. So we have issue with that. We continue to have issue with that as a district. But those are things to keep in mind. And this is mathematics.
Now, you talk about district goals.
Yes.
And that the fact that you targeted equity. When you look at the map data as an administrative team, you guys broke down categories at all, or is map not broken out like that?
We can break up anything. So while this is provided to us as a district from the state, we can break up because of the way that we can break it up separately. We can, as long as we give them the information. So that anything we identify, when students take it, we can report it as that data. Science. Nobody have any? Linkit is just a data warehouse where we can upload anything. Linkit just houses data and helps us house that data and correct. You got it. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay. Yeah.
When were we told that this has to be
all the work that you've done in the district and all the buildings that you have worked in. You've made transformative change in curriculum and have always done what is in the best interest of the children. So we wish you a heartfelt congratulations and a good luck. And we appreciate you taking on this role as we've worked with central office to change what all this is going to look like. We appreciate you joining our crazy train.
I'm actually looking forward to a front row seat. May I?
Yes, can I just
Absolutely.
mute this just in case there's a chance it might work?
Thank you. Yeah, there's apparently no sound this evening. Thank you. I am tremendously grateful to the Board of Education and my central office colleagues for this opportunity. I have been blessed to serve this community for nearly 20 years, which sounds like an awfully long time, but I have so much more to give, and I'm really excited to be working with the students and the teachers of Freehold Township in a different capacity. I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for an extraordinary village that I have with me, and I just want to take a quick moment to thank them. To my administrative colleagues, you are a source of learning and inspiration for me every day, and I am looking forward to continued collaboration and lots of colorful debate. To the extraordinary educators and support staff that I have had the pleasure to work with over the years in the district, thank you for teaching me so that I can always best advocate for all of our students. And most importantly, to my extraordinary family. My parents are here, my mother-in-law, my husband, and my son, and my rest of my family is watching remotely from all corners of the North America. They have always been supportive of my efforts. They pick up the slack at home. They are never upset with me when I'm here doing school stuff. Debbie witnessed it for many years when my older two were younger and I missed a lot of things so that I could be here. They hold me up and they helped me get back on my feet after my accident. And for that, I am truly, truly blessed. If you asked me 2 years ago about my career aspirations, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer you. I was broken and honestly had given up on the prospect that continued career moves were even an option for me. However, the tremendous support from my village at home and my village here in Freehold Township, I am a new and improved school leader and so excited to take on this task. I'm excited to work with the community through the lens of teaching and learning, and I have a heart filled with gratitude this evening. So thank you for believing in me, and I will not disappoint you.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, moving on to curriculum and policy. Ms. Pratt? Thank you, Mrs. Lambert.
And congratulations again to Mrs. Montgomery. Very excited. This evening, the Curriculum and Policy Committee met. Present were Miss Cossolino, Mr. Gargiulo, Mr. Dickstein, Mrs. Montgomery, and myself. We discussed agenda items, review of the Start Strong presentation, middle school related arts, an update on that, the RFPs that are currently in process, budget 22-23 preview, and the policies on tonight's agenda and related regulation. I'd like to move the following items. Item number 3, course reimbursement as listed. Item 4, the second reading of policy and related regulation for 5751. And, sorry. Item 5, the first reading of policy 164811 and 164813. Home instruction, item number 6, as listed. Number 7, student teacher practicum observation placements as listed. And item 8, the affiliation agreement between Keene University and Freehold Township School District.
Anybody have any questions? No? Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Finance, Facilities, and Transportation, Ms. O'Sullivan?
Okay, we met as a committee today. It was Mr. DeVita, Mr. Amoroso, Mrs. Costanza, and myself. We did the budget. We discussed a preliminary budget, charter school enrollment. Committee discussed that we currently that there are no charter school students that we are paying for. State assistance for capital projects. The committee discussed that the state has made $85,679 available to the district to help with capital projects. We are looking to apply the money to the upcoming HVAC bid. School security. The committee reviewed a school security concern. 101 Castronova Way. The committee discussed that there is some interest in purchasing this parcel of land. And then we also discussed agenda items. I'd like to,
So real estate, commercial real estate broker contacted us and about that little piece of property that's right across the street from West Freehold.
I thought that's where solar panels are going.
I don't think you can put solar panels where the water drains. There's a part like a small retention basin from the runoff from the road. But
It's a
what we
small area.
we could discuss that.
Behind the urgent care where that culvert of water is, you just want to add some parking spaces
Yep.
there.
Is it wet?
There is a culvert there for overspill.
Yep. So at some point we'd have to further discussion and see what the board's interest in, and I don't even think we could sell it outright to the party. I believe you'd have to do either an auction or a bid for it. So
The committee recommended waiting until a formal engineering proposal is written and presented that it's actually viable before we get too wrapped up in it. But they're just reporting that it was approached about it, but it's very early on.
okay, number 3, certifications as listed. Number 4, the Secretary Treasury report as listed. Number 5, bills and claims, which was certified by Jen Patton for $1,686,017.83. Number 6,
You're welcome. There's a lot of good football. There was a lot of good football on this weekend. It was a true
you only
sacrifice.
had 2 boxes, right?
I only had 2 boxes. I'm not complaining about it. So, go ahead.
no problem. Number 6, travel and related expenses as listed. Number 7, transfers as listed. Number 8, the payroll transfer as listed. Number 9, termination of out-of-district contracts as listed. 10, out-of-district contract as listed. Number 11, consultants as listed. Number 12, specialized evaluations and services update as listed. Number 13, TWU sidebar agreements as listed. Number 14, revised easement with Village Commons at Freehold Condominium Association as listed. And 15, disposals as listed. And that's it.
Any questions? Can I have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I like to typically combine old business, new business, and president's remarks. Actually, most of what we have going on has to be discussed in executive session, so I'll just keep my remarks brief. We spoke about, I sent an email out to the building level principals regarding beginning to recognize students and staff at board meetings again. We have not done that in a very long time, in order to keep the attendance in the room as minimal as possible and, keep in line with the COVID regulations. I would still like to revisit that in whatever way, shape, or form we all, as a collective group, as a board, as an administrative team, as a central office team, thinks that that should look like. We are here for the students, so it would be nice to have some type of connection with the students and, their achievements in their daily life. So I would urge everybody to start thinking about this again. I heard from Ms. Gambino about her ideas. I would welcome everybody's ideas so we can move into the second half of this school year, possibly bringing that as part of it again. We're going into our budget cycle, which takes quite a bit of time, but I really would like to start recognize there's a lot of students and staff who are still out there in this COVID world doing what they do and achieving great things, and we'd like to recognize that at our board meetings at some point soon in this future. So I'm asking you all to work with us in trying to make sure we get that to happen. This would be our second opportunity for public participation. If you'd like to address the board on any item affecting the school district, please write your name and address on the sign-in sheet and state your name for the record. Statements are limited to 3 minutes and should not be abusive, obscene, or defamatory in nature. So if anyone would like to address the board on any item, we welcome you to the podium. Okay. Okay. Seeing no people. At this point, this board is going to go into executive session. Before doing that, I want to thank everybody who came out here this evening to join us in our meeting. We also want to again wish Ms. Montgomery a successful transition, and I know you'll have a lot on your plate over the next couple of months. We also would like to thank this central office team again, one more time, for moving and shaking through it all while being van aides and everything else in the middle of it all. At this point, we are going to go into executive session, and no action will be taken. After executive session, you're welcome to stay, but the only thing we would be doing would be concluding the meeting afterward. So whereas pursuant to NJSA 10.4.12b, the Board of Education may exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting at which the board discusses any of the matters described at NJSA 10.4.12b 1 through 9. Now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with the provision of the Open Public Meeting Act, the Board of Education shall conduct a closed session pursuant to the personnel and legal exceptions prescribed by NJSA 10.4.12 for the purpose of discussing the superintendent's contract and pending or anticipated contract negotiations with the FTEA. It is anticipated that the length of time for this executive session will be 60 minutes and that action will not be taken in public after the executive session. Be it further resolved that said discussion may be disclosed to the public when the reasons for discussing and acting upon it in closed session no longer exist. So we'll take a short 5-minute break and we're going to executive session.
I do, I'm sorry.